you are a Nigerian, and we hear stories of a lot of Nigerians having bad experiences while schooling in Ghana. Could you share any such experience with us?
So many young Nigerian people here. Some of these landlords cannot really differentiate between the ones that are schooling and the ones who are not schooling. Even in Nigeria, there are several tribes that will be like, I don't like this, I like this. The same people. You see Yoruba man say that, I don't like this Hausa man. And you see another Yoruba man says, I love Hausa people. So, diverse opinion about Nigerians, it's not new. I was just blessed by the founder of ACRA Business School. He saw me and he blessed me with a scholarship to be in the school. Because if not for him, I don't know what the story would have been.
We're on a journey telling the positive life Nigerians abroad are living, and we have them tell the stories themselves. This is Nigerians Abroad. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Kofi Opon-Ochre. My guest today is a business administrator. He's a chartered project manager, and then he's worked with the likes of Glow World, Data Africa, Eagle Knowledge Institute. He is a past president of the Nigerian National Association of Nigerian Students, Ghana chapter. He is in the person of Samuel Adebayo, and he is my guest. With his surname, I would have him tell me himself or share with you himself. Hello, sir.
Good day.
Good day. Yeah, good day, sir. How are you?
I'm very well.
And the surname again, Ogunkoya?
Yeah, my full name is Adebayo Samuel Ogunkoya.
Yes, so he's Samuel Adebayo Ogunkoya, and he's been in Ghana for almost 10 years, right?
Yeah, almost 10 years.
I would want to start with what brought you to Ghana.
I would say that the drive for something new. When I was way younger, but I just felt like I needed something new. Yeah. There were so many big things happening around me in Nigeria, but I just felt new and I wanted more challenge. I felt like, okay, where can I get that? There's this natural tendencies for Nigerians. Once you want to travel out of Nigeria, you don't want to go abroad. You think of another African country that speaks, of course, same language as you, which is English language. So that was why Ghana came in play. You understand? So I decided that, Ghana it is. And that was how I found myself in Ghana. And since then, it's been a whole of history.
Which year was that?
2014.
2014?
Yeah, I've been here 2014.
So your first day in Ghana, share that experience with us.
It was so planned. I planned it properly. It took me a while before even leaving Nigeria. I was very certain of where I was going. I was certain of a couple of things I would start with, because I do not want to be a nuisance to myself or to the country that I was going to, which is Ghana in particular, do you get? So I had contact, I'd met people. I was even aware of where I would stay per se. So as I arrived in the country, I went straight to my accommodation that was planned for me. And from the next day that I got a SIM card, my hands have never stopped till now. I've just been doing a lot of things since that time.
Oh, a lot of things. Could you share some with us? Even before we come to you enrolling in school, what are some of the things that you started doing? You said a lot.
A lot of them. I was this boy from very humble place, and then I checked my chances, realized I was in a country where I don't really know much people. When I say much people, you would think I know 10. I actually didn't know 2. I only had 1 that I knew that time, and the person knows 2. At that time, doesn't have the capacity to help. I was a very young, naive guy with potential. I was doing things in Nigeria. I was teaching in Nigeria.
Okay.
And I've been in music for a while. So I was also doing music in Nigeria. But when I also got into Ghana, the first thing I could think of was music.
Okay.
So I started, going to studios, trying to introduce myself to people to say, I could play this, I could do that. To get involved in church. That's first of all anyway. Got involved in church that time. Then, Bible says that whatsoever your hand finds to do it diligently. So I made sure that anything that is legal, that is godly, I put my hand on it. I sold a lot of items. So chairs, sold all manner of items. Anything that I could just sell that would bring in money, I had to do that at that time, because that time was like a survival mode. I didn't have much on my plate. I just had to do whatsoever that is legal and godly that my hand could touch throughout that process. That was in 2014. Then I started meeting people, Once you came into a country, the first stage people would isolate you to an extent because they don't know whoever you are. But as time goes on, they will start testing your character. They will start, testing your personality and all that. And some people will start trusting you. I think that's where the doors started opening bit by bit at that level. So when I was opportunity to work with Glow that time, it was at a very small level too.
Which year was that?
That was 2014 too.
Okay.
So I worked there for a while. Then I had an opportunity to work somewhere else too, to work with Oniko Africa. They were a media research company at that time from South Africa. They just came into Ghana with a lot of new product. And that product, Ghana resisted it a bit. I think they do it right. They use it right now. But Ghana resisted that product a bit. So they needed people. They needed people from different parts of Africa, with different kind of thinking, energy. And as I was then, young guy, we didn't mind what the job description was. We just wanted to do something. And we didn't want to do anything illegal. I was so bent on that. There was nothing illegal I want to put my hands into. So whatsoever that was illegal for me, I was computer inclined. I'd been teaching so I could communicate. You do get. So it was a big opportunity for me that time. I didn't have the qualification to work with them. But they said I was capable. I had the capability. So they gave me a chance. Until today, I cherish that experience with them. So I was with Oniko for a while. Then I was still doing my music anyway. Then a lot of other doors started opening too.
So have you stopped the music?
Well, I don't want to say that I've stopped music. My pastor will sack me after this.
My pastor don't sack him. He hasn't stopped music yet.
I've not been playing music for a while.
So it means you started working before school?
Yes, I started working before school.
All right, so
before university.
Before university, school in Ghana.
Yeah, before university.
Because you had your university education in Ghana.
In Ghana, I had been doing other things. I've been doing, short courses here and there, I'd never stopped. There was no single year till I entered university that I wasn't doing a course here and there, or one training here and there. If it's leadership, if it's whatsoever kind of training that just add value to me, improve my knowledge about anything that I was doing at that time. So, but university education was in Ghana. So I'd always been working with real people who had been to university. So it made my university days a little bit of a walk in the park. I wasn't seeing the classroom from the perspective of regular students.
Okay. A lot of things happened in school with you. All right?
That was it. That was a long one.
That you would want to share with us, but we'll go for a quick break. Once we return, we go to Adebayo school days. Our gallant men and women travel far and near in search of greener pastures. Many stories are told of them, full of lies or less truth. But a new era is here for us to tell our own stories, full and not in parts, in truth and not in lies. An opportunity to add our voices to the developmental discourse of our own motherland, even from the diaspora. A dedicated platform for Nigerians living in the diaspora and making their motherland proud. So join us on Nigerians Abroad, Inspiring Generations. You're still watching Nigerians Abroad. I am Kofi Opon-Ochre, and my guest is Samuel Adebayo, and the past president of National Association of Nigerian Students Ghana chapter. He started his university education in 2017 at ACRA Business School.
Yeah, ACRA Business School.
Wow. Wonderful. Why ACRA Business School?
I was just blessed by the founder of ACRA Business School. He saw me and he blessed me with a scholarship to be in the school.
So, wow.
Because if not for him, I don't know what the story would have been. Yeah, I don't know what the story would have been. So it was just pure blessing. It wasn't warranted. It wasn't earned. It was just pure blessing. Yeah, and they gave me that scholarship to be in the school.
But
How
did you meet him? How did you meet him?
I would say maybe my gift. Yeah, I attracted him with my music gift.
Okay.
And he kept me around. Said he wanted me around. And I continued to also be a blessing with the music gift. And you know how life can build up. It's like, what do you do? What's your intention with this and that? They still say, would you like to be A, B, C, and D? I'm like, why not? I would like to. It's always been my dream to go to university and have a very good education. And it's one of the schools that I really respected. And it gave me the opportunity. And I never looked back. Never. From first year. Never looked back to the final year. And there's no regret to today.
Who would want to join you in school? Walk us through your school days. From 2017 to 2021, walk us through it. Even before you rose to become the president of the largest student body.
Yeah, I understand. The one thing about the school days for me was that it was like every single day that I was privileged to spend in school, something changes about me. So the school was a real school. It wasn't the kind of regular schools that everybody just go to and just go there to sign papers and come back. A real knowledge exchange going on. The lecturer-student rapport is totally different. I was a national student president, so when I'm talking about some schools, you would really understand. Like, it's totally different in Accra Business School. And because we have so many mature students, and because I had already been doing some of the things that I was being taught. So it's like I was being taught how to do certain things that I've been doing.
You've had the practical experience.
Thank you. So classroom experience was different. I wasn't thinking about, what are they talking about? I was like, and you had friends too. It wasn't just me. You had friends who had owned businesses, friends who were managers actually. Yeah, managers who just came in for their degree. Do you understand? So you had quality friends, not just naive kind of respectfully, regular student like young people and all that. I was young. I'm still a young person, but it makes the experience quite very rich for me. But my passion also kind of exposed me in school, because my passion has always been about leadership. The reason why I do little things with a number of companies is because of my leadership abilities. By the grace of God, I try to do my best in any kind of assignment that is handed over to me at all. And way back on campus, even as an 100 level student, I was always roaming with the 400 level guys. Okay. Not as a sign of disrespect to my colleagues, but just that I was responsible to an extent. Regular 100 level, 200 level student feels like whatever problem is in this school does not concern me until I get to that level.
Yeah, sure.
But me as a 100 level student, I want to ask questions to say, guys, what are we doing with this and that? This thing cannot be this way. Can we do this thing in a better way? So my asking of questions, my being responsible kind of gave me access to the guys at the top of the classes, at the top of, the ladder on campus at that time. So I started getting little bit of attention, and that was how the same trajectory led me to being the president of the Nigerian Students in Ghana.
You are a Nigerian, and we hear stories of a lot of Nigerians having bad experiences while schooling in Ghana. Could you share any such experience with us?
Yeah, the experiences are progressive. Some of the experiences that I knew that students were experiencing even before I entered university in Ghana, some of them changed when I became student. Some of them also changed when I became student president. Some of them also does not exist anymore. Some of these experiences are sometimes something to expect if you are studying in another person's land. Even as a person, feel like this is not your country. So there are certain kind of resistance that you would have. It's natural. And because some of the people you are dealing with had never even left their country. Do you understand? So they don't even know how to relate to somebody that is not in their country. Some people even relate with you based on assumption that you should understand Ghana. But here I am, I've only been in the country for 1 year, I still don't understand the country. So you might find that as being resistance, you get like they are resisting you, they don't want to open up to you. So different kind of experience on the level, like student level those days. Some of them have issues with maybe resident permit. I used to speak about some of these things a lot in the media then. Yeah, some of them had issue with rest. Some of them had issue with rent, because there are so many young people, so many young Nigerian people here, some of these landlords cannot really differentiate between the ones that are schooling and the ones who are not schooling.
Yeah, that's
Do you understand?
true.
So, and you see some landlords that will tell you that I'm not giving my house to a Nigerian. And a young boy wants to live close to his campus. So that alone could hit you in a way that would affect your studies sometimes, because many of them have to now resort to far away, accommodation and all that. Meanwhile, they could have gotten a closer accommodation, but there's a landlord that says, I'm not giving my house to a Nigerian. And if you investigate deeply too, you would realize that the landlord had probably had an experience with a bad Nigerian. Maybe with a bad person that even had no business in Ghana, or a young guy that was not even going to school. Well, a legitimate person had come in, is a real student, he wants to rent the house, but the previous experience of the landlord stopped the guy from getting the accommodation. So accommodation, permits, some of the general social issues, there are several of them.
Okay.
There's no country in this world where the entire people behave in a particular way. There's always a mixture of behaviors. I have met people over the years. I've met people that treated me well. I've met people that treated me very badly. I've met people that respect me so much. I've met people that disrespect me. And some of them respect me.
You've met all manner of people.
Some of them respect me because they know me. Some disrespect me because they don't even know me. Some just disrespect me because I'm Nigerian. Do you understand? So
Okay.
you meet all manner of people. All manner of people. Do you get? So there are individual experiences that are just personal to you. And there are some general things that we know that many of our people do experience, especially in the area of student that time. For normal young people who are not just Nigerians, because when I was also, I deal a lot with a lot of youth organizations too. You can't really avoid it. When you're with students, youth will drag you. And even on the youth level, maybe young entrepreneurs in Ghana, their own challenges are even higher than what the students are experiencing. Because most students, the job is mostly to just go to school and go back to your hostel, or you go back to your whatever accommodation you are using. But business people deal with real people. Business people deal with all manner of customers. And sometimes their own challenge is another level. But for students, to finalize the student issue, experiences also differ. Some of us are privileged to go to private university, are totally different from some of the folks that were in government university. In private university, the respect is a little bit higher. In government university, you pay more, but I found out that most of our students were not respected in government university.
Oh.
In fact, I don't want to just mention university. There are some of them that we had.
We'll get there. Your term of office, some of the issues that most probably came to your table and how they were handled and all of that. But now let's look at the decision to lead the Nigerian Students body in Ghana.
Yeah, for that as well, I wasn't looking to lead the Nigerian student. I wasn't even looking to lead the Nigerian students in my school, not to talk of in Accra or the entire country.
It was also by grace.
Yeah, I was just doing my own thing, and an issue was brought to my attention one day on campus, and I gave my opinion about it. And the opinion struck one of the guys there who were even master students on campus. Struck one of them, and I was impressed. And he called me later to say that some of these things that I've raised a lot of pertinent issues. What do I think about 1, 2, 3? And I gave my opinion. And we became friends. I would say we started talking. Then one day he told me that, okay, what if some of these problems can be handled by different kind of people? Because some of these solutions have been proposed to the people who are leading, but it seems they have implementation problem. What if we have different kind of personnel to actually implement these ideas? So because it's not like people are out of ideas, they know what to do in terms of like leading people the right way. Because I heard some of the challenges they were having that time, like the student union, and I had my opinion, I had my own view, like my perspective of how student union should be governed. I did the independence of it, like the independence of it, the responsibility of it, do you understand? The approach of it, like the public relation of it, everything, my opinion of it was completely different. So I wasn't really even getting involved at that time. So, but they're like, okay, beyond this beautiful opinion, because talk can be cheap. So they said, okay, how about you also be a player at whatever kind of capacity? It doesn't have to be the leader, but get involved and you do something little, that will also count as part of it. Took me a while, but I gave it a try. And God's favor found me. If I got people that liked me and they're like, okay, we know that you came here to do this little, but we also want you to do more. That was how come the challenge was thrown at me that time to be the national president. It wasn't a gift. It was a highly contested election. It should be one of the most contested elections in the last 8 or 9 years. Yeah, in this country. It was quite tough.
And you won. So, I mean, how did the news of you winning the election come to you?
Yeah, I at that time I didn't feel like I had won someone. I felt like I'd won a race with myself. Yeah, because you had defeated someone, that's just one of it. That's just, okay, now that you've defeated the person, that's why we see a lot of people that actually win election. At the end of the day, that's the only thing recorded about them is that he won election. After he won election, we don't hear anything about them. And again, I'm talking of even the mainstream politicians. But that time, I didn't see like I've defeated someone, then I've won. No. I realized that it was a race. It was a race like against me, and I'd actually won a particular race. Then to pick up a baton. Now, the baton is not now to win the election.
All right, so you continue. I mean,
the baton is now like
just hold on. We would continue. Let's stay here. Yeah, so how did the news of you winning the election come to you?
It made me feel humble. Like, and I didn't have the sense of I had won someone. I saw it from, like, I'd been accepted by a lot of people because it was a delegate election. Many schools were represented, close to 50 across the country that were available at that time. And it just made me feel like, okay, I saw the message and a vast majority, it was like 70-something% victory at that time. A lot of people actually bought into the message and they agreed to make you their leader. So it made me a lot more humble at that time. Yeah. And I saw it as a big challenge, saying now you've said this can be done better, that can be done better. It was easy. Now they've handed over the baton to you, then go and make it better. That was when the challenge started.
And then you were sworn into office. Samuel Adebayo Ogunkoya is the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students Ghana chapter. Let's talk about your term of office.
It was challenging. Yeah. You know, I'd been around folks who were leading students on campus, but I'd not been around folks who were leading students off campus. It's different thing. It's similar, but it's wide. You know, when you are dealing with people on campus, the system regulates them, what they consume, how they behave, and all that. When it's outside campus, you deal with a lot of people that you don't even know. You deal with politicians, actually. You deal with authorities, like real authorities, not your principal, not your HOD that respects you. These are folks that don't know you from anywhere, and you need to make them listen to you. Okay. So there are issues on campus that you were told about, and you want to go and engage a vice chancellor. Who this boy? Why should I talk to you? Why should I give you my time? So you must convince them, sometimes in 5 minutes, to say you are worth listening to. And you're not just here to actually make noise, you are here to fix whatever it is. Sometimes you're not fixing the problem, you are proposing a solution to something. Or they are doing something that you feel like will be done right. Or you're proposing a merger, you're proposing all kinds of things that time. So we started with my team, and I was really blessed with that at that point. At that time was that people that were elected with me were leaders themselves. So I didn't have to stress teaching and dragging anyone. I was just moving and people were just following. By the grace of God, it was a tough journey, but because of the personalities of the kind of people involved, it was a bit much more easier than I feared at that point. Yeah.
So what are some of the issues? Because as president, a lot of issues, student problems would come to your table.
Yeah.
The worst one you ever handled, the worst one.
There's so many issues. And I don't know which one was the worst one. I would say COVID-19 was the worst one. Yeah, COVID-19 was the worst one because then my phone was ringing non-stop from teenagers that cannot receive anything from their parents anymore because maybe banks are shut down, systems are not working, teenagers that cannot go out to get food teenagers that need to see their parent or they will break down. They need to go home. Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo shut down the airport. Then,
you were there, President Akufo-Addo, actually. So they will call you.
The school had even had them to ask them to leave their hostel. Yeah, some of them, because
At that time?
Yeah, the school felt like, you know what, at this point you have to just, some of the schools, you have to fend for yourself.
Wow.
Because the schools too, because the thing was getting out of proportion at that time. And I remember one of the schools I don't want to mention, I called them, they're like, I heard your students are leaving campus. They're like, it's better they find their way privately somewhere than mixing all these people together, because students they don't listen at that point. Even government, people were having issues with government.
Yeah, sure.
They're saying if you have a symptom, report somewhere. Student will not report. Student will tell you I don't have COVID. Even if you show them the test, they will say your machine is malfunctioning. And there were people already, infecting each other with those. So some of the school had to let them go, and my calls were ringing. And then we had to do what seems impossible at that point, because we now had to make sure some people are able to travel. That's where the challenge comes in.
Okay.
So in the midst of COVID, where people are just trying to protect themselves, I and some of my team members were moving around the city, making sure that people get food, making sure that we mobilize for people that wants to travel. So then I was engaging with a lot of agencies in this country at that point.
I was coming to ask about how you were able to raise funds to take care of all of these responsibilities.
Yeah, there are ways in NANS, the organization, National Association of Nigerians, there are ways to raise money in NANS. There are patrons, there are donors, and their likes. Do you understand? But at that point, many of the patrons were not even around. Many of the donors, everybody's thinking about their family first. But at that point, before COVID came in, I think we had created a significant, I would say, perception of our administration. Not like, I would say, some very good perception of our administration.
Okay.
Yeah, we had earned people's respect. I remember the Ghana ambassador to Nigeria at that time in Abuja was always calling me to say anything you can do.
Wow.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs in Nigeria was always chatting me to say, are we guys fine? Is there anything they can do? The Chief of Staff to the President at that time too was really helpful. Do you understand? The Controller General Immigration, like some of them were available. They were available because we didn't even know that COVID-19 would come. But God in His wisdom had just put it in our hearts to make sure that we engage some of these people and create very good relationship with them. At the start, they see students as, you people are always causing problems, making noise, a group of noisemakers, but we try to change the narrative. We are not a group of noisemakers. We are educated folks. We are young. But we want to engage. We don't want to make noise.
You need to debunk that,
we want to engage with you. We won't be doing press rebuttals and all those kind of things with you. So we sat with a lot of them. So there was personal relationship with a lot of them. So when official channels were closed down, where Ministry of Foreign Affairs was closed down, I could still engage the minister.
Yeah, sure.
You understand? Where immigration was closed, I could still engage the Controller General. Where the police service, I could still engage like people that matters that could make things happen. And within that period, a lot of things happened. We were able to move people not only on the road, even airports. In fact, there was one flight at a point, I think that was the most challenging one. There was one flight that time that landed in the country without permission. At that time, the permission thing to land, it's a whole lot of protocol.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I think this flight did not complete their protocol, and they landed, and all of them were Nigerian students. And they had exams. I think schools were just opening up that time.
Wow.
And they wanted to send them back. It was a whole lot, but we thank God for some of our folks in Flagstaff House that time, they helped.
So they were not sent back?
They were not sent back. They helped really, really well. That time, the Chief of Staff was a really, 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 he's a big lover of Nigeria. I used to say that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a big lover of Nigeria.
Let's look at issues of stereotype with students.
It's not an identity. I would say that. Like, with students, it's not an identity.
Okay.
Maybe if you say stereotype of Nigerians in Ghana.
No, Nigerian students, actually.
Yeah, I in my time, I can only speak of my time. I'd stopped being
their president. So this is your term in office. That's what
it wasn't an identity. That's why I said, some people will treat you in a particular way, and in the same environment, you find some people that will treat you completely different. So it wasn't like a national or city identity, like this is how they treat people in Ghana. No, it's way, way different. It's just your own personal experience and with the kind of people you meet. So,
Okay.
and also your own behavior also determines how you get treated too most of the time. Yeah, most of the time, because some of my students used to share a lot of their experiences with me that time, and I do tell them that I have not experienced some of these things you're experiencing. You need to respect the culture, the behavior, whatever it is that you
The
live.
law and order.
Law and order, you need to respect that. This is how we do. There are several states in Nigeria, you understand. Let me say Port Harcourt. This is how we behave in Port Harcourt. Does not mean this is how they must behave in Accra. So if it's in Port Harcourt, 10 p.m. it's okay for you to play music in your hostel. If you're in Ghana, if they said 6 p.m. you must not play music, you have to just respect it. You are here to study for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, depending on what you are doing. That time would come and you need to leave. You go back to your Port Harcourt to enjoy whatever music it is. So that's why I said there is no identity like this is. The city was known for stereotyping us in a particular way. Student, because you were talking about student, there was nothing like that.
Oh, but I think you really made a good point. It's about you as a person, but not, it being a general issue with Ghanaians being that or whoever being against Nigerian students or Nigerians in Ghana.
Yeah.
So it means that your term of office was quite successful until you handed over.
Success is in the eyes of the people we serve. But
you heard the stories.
Have I heard?
You heard the stories.
Yeah, I go to places, and so I knew you. How do you know me? You were the one that made me write my final exam. If not for that thing you did, but you are the one that made our school graduate us on time, because there were some schools that were having serious issue. There's this man who is an MP. I will not mention his name. He was heading a board that was very significant to educational success in Ghana at that time. And some schools were just messing up with some of our people's destiny. Let me use that word, because they were making 4 years courses, looking like 6 years, 7 years course, because they will finish the academic requirements of the course, then they will prolong the graduation. And in Nigeria, you are known to have graduated from school when you are able to serve. And you don't get to serve when you don't have certificates from the school.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand? So many of them were playing games, and individuals challenging schools. You are scared. Some of them, you don't want school to come and say that, come. Even you that you said you graduated 4 years ago, we realized that you failed a particular course that we passed you. Nobody wanted that kind of drama. So the way they were approaching the school was not doing anything. A number of them. So I took up some of these issues and I took it to that man. And the man, I thought he would do normal protocol, civil servant protocol. He got angry. He flared up. He said he can't imagine his own children studying somewhere and being delayed 2 extra years before they graduate for no reason, because you can't pay whatever school you're affiliated to and all that. He picked up the phone and he told the vice chancellor that if these people don't graduate in a particular period, they give them a period, the school will shut down. And it was a whole kind of conversation, and some of them actually graduated within that period. So in fact, it became closer. And there are several of them like that. So it's the way it works sometimes.
All right. I mean, we've learned a lot about you leading the Nigerian Student Body from 2019 to 2020, 2021 because of COVID.
Yeah, that was a long story too.
Yeah, so because of COVID, so from 2019 to 2021.
No, it's 2020.
2020.
It's 2020.
Yeah, so fine. We've learned a lot about you leading the organization, and I think the next thing we'll be looking at is after school. What has Samuel Adebayo been doing after school? But we do that after this break. Our gallant men and women travel far and near in search of greener pastures. Many stories are told of them, full of lies or less truth. But a new era is here for us to tell our own stories, full and not in parts, in truth and not in lies. An opportunity to add our voices to the developmental discourse of our own motherland, even from the diaspora. A dedicated platform for Nigerians living in the diaspora and making their motherland proud. So join us on Nigerians Abroad, Inspiring Generations. We enjoy your stay with us, and we really appreciate it. This is Nigerians Abroad, and we are having a discussion with the 2019-2020 President of the National Association of Nigerian Students Ghana chapter, in the person of Samuel Adebayo Ogunkoya.
Ogunkoya.
Ogunkoya. I'm trying.
Yeah, you are.
Ogunkoya. So you've walked us through your days of being leader of the student body, the biggest student body for Nigerians in Ghana. Now let's look at after school. First thing is, did that role help you in any way?
Yeah, it did, because I would say 60% of the people that I work with right now, or some of the people that I met within that period, right now, like businesses I'm involved with within that period till now. Do you understand? So it helped massively. And that experience, it's only those who have been in that shoe that usually say that when we are with each other, maybe the past president or the ones after me, they will be like, some people have 2 master's degree, and they'll be like, none of the degrees they earned gave them this kind of experience. Yeah, there is a way it drills you, there's a way it prepares you for a bigger world. And it makes a lot of things that looks very big small. You know, it exposes you to a kind of world that there's no university system that will expose you to. Or these are real world issues. COVID was real. People were dying. Do you understand? It's not, you are not writing thesis in classroom saying, argue against this versus this. No, it's not paper. This is real. Giving instances of people that were supposed to graduate. These are real people's lives. If you misbehave in the vice chancellor's office, you'll be sent out. They're not your classmates. So dealing with the police, like IG police, Controller General of Immigration. There was a program that was speaking at the time in 2018, 2019, and the Controller General assistant was there, and we had a little bit of argument.
Wow.
It's not drama. It was tough. Yeah, it was tough. She called me to come back to our office the next week. It was a Friday. She said I should come to our office. So these are tough issues, because then I was really passionate about it and what was going on with immigration at that time. And I got to find out that she was also surprised. She was also hearing some of those things on TV, and she felt embarrassed that our Nigerian students going through all this. So these kind of experiences after school, they helped me to start seeing things, maybe opportunities in places that people were not seeing opportunities. Also, God's favor at the people that got to know you because you occupied that office or because you were serving. So when you are done, most likely some of them would call you to say, would you like to do this? So by the grace of God, I have not actually had to sit down. Even though, I've shared with you that I've been working before school,
so you were not a regular student.
Yeah. So, but during that course of service, there are so many things I couldn't do. I used to do a lot of academic writing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to help students, whether from my school or outside. But during the time I was serving students, I couldn't do that anymore because there was no time for it. You're always traveling across Ghana, sometimes outside Ghana. Do you understand? So there's some of the things I was doing before or while I was on campus that I couldn't do anymore. So I needed something new to do after school. And by the grace of God, I've never had to sit down to say, God, what next? It's always about, God, of these options, which one should I take? So it's been purely God's favor because it's not automatic. I know people who have served in that place before. It wasn't like that for, or people after me. It's just pure God's favor. So and since that time, I've had to, I've always loved governance. I've always loved structure. So you see most people, small businesses that I work with, some of them will just say, you know what, be with us for the next 1 year. Let us put this structure together. The administrative structure of these businesses, manage it for us for the next 1 year. Then you move to another thing. Then you undo projects for this. Then you undo operations for that kind of person. So because I've been a person of so many things, which I don't intend to continue for a long time. Anyway, I do not. I believed I've done a lot of them over the years. I've not done enough. I'm still quite young. But I don't intend to continue doing so many things. Okay. Very soon I will still drop so many things for just very one thing. And I hope that day comes sooner than later. It could be 5 years.
The one thing that you could share with us.
Yeah, I like investment.
Okay.
They call it private equity. I love everything that's in private equity. Yeah, I love it when people see something that is not working and they assume authority and responsibility over it and they fix that business that is not working, save people's jobs, and take it to another level. Do you understand? We know some couple of things that have happened in this country before, the banking sector and all that. If you had approached it from that private equity perspective, maybe some of them will not, go in the direction that they've gone. So I don't like just scrapping things. I love to fix things. I love to fix people. I love to fix businesses. I love to put in structures. Governance, whether in the public space or in the private sector, whether in the marketplace or in politics, whatever it is, whether in any form at all, I just love structure. So private equity is for me, like understanding, managing people's money, managing people's businesses, training people on how to actually sustain their business. Because one of the challenges I've seen, I've been working since 2011, and I've seen successful and failed businesses. One of the things that I've seen is that you see one person managing this business, and another person takes over, then everything goes off. Or one person managing business, and all manner of issues. So sometimes we are not trained, or sometimes you're managing a particular business, and the business hit a particular figure, and you don't know that you need someone new to take it to another next level. Or sometimes maybe your business is only known in Accra, and suddenly your business is not known all over Ghana. Maybe you need more education. Maybe you need different kind of people. People don't get to know that level, and they just keep on rotating that level before they lose the business. And also another thing that we don't do is partnership. We compete for everything.
Wow.
Yeah, we compete for everything. Most of the businesses, there are some businesses in this country, they don't even do advertisement. I know them. They're making a lot of money. They just partner. They don't compete with you. They are not coming to do the shoe and the trousers and the clothes that you're wearing. They only come with shoe and tell you that, please, we need you, because those who are buying your shirt, we need our shoe.
And this is a brilliant, business idea. I mean, free consultation for people out there.
It's what we do at Adebayo Trading and Investment. You saw that I told you that I'm primarily with Adebayo Trading and Investment, but Adebayo also allows me to do things with other people and do training for Igbo Knowledge Institute. I've been with Igbo Knowledge Institute since 2018. Yeah, the CEO is one of the top bankers in this country.
Wow.
Yeah, Richard Inkra.
So would you say your stay in Ghana has helped you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If it's for material, I could have gotten more material in Nigeria. Nigeria is big. It's about the car I drive, it's about the house I live in. Could have gotten bigger cars. Maybe I'll have one car in Ghana. I might have had 3, 4, 5 cars in Nigeria. It's about the house, I might be living in a bigger house in Nigeria. No rich people and all that. But there are some unique experiences that I might not have gotten in my country. Doesn't mean my country cannot fight for me. But as a person, sometimes you need a certain kind of push beyond your immediate environment. That's why I say to people that when you see people, foreigners, because we are seen as foreigners in Ghana anyway. Meanwhile, we are not, 100 years ago, we were not supposed to be foreigners, because Ghana is Ghana when the British say you are Ghana. Some people came together to say, this is your territory. Then now you say, you are Togolese, I'm Ghanaian. No, we are Voterians together.
Yeah,
do you understand? So, even as a foreigner, it's not always about economic reason that makes you come into a new country. It's not always. Sometimes your economic condition is really good in your country, but some people just want something different, something more, something unique, something challenging, and they find themselves in your country. So don't treat them like this person, he was poor, he was hungry when he left his country. No. Some of them just have something unique, or some of them have something they're already offering in their country that they believe there are 10 people offering this. Not that if I join the 10, I will not have money. I'll have money, but I feel there is nobody offering that in this another country.
Let me go there and offer.
Let me go there and help them. Let me go there and offer the help. So if I had been in my country, maybe I would not have this kind of push. Maybe I would not be doing so many things at the same time. Maybe if I had been in my country, I would have just been a regular student. Instead of me making so many friends in class, challenging myself and all that. But thank God I left. There are people who had stayed too, who are doing really, really great. And there are people who had left who had not been able to actually achieve what they set out for. But all glory be to Jesus for me. It's from day one, it's just been God and God and God alone. Till now, I've not had to walk around to say, please. I've always have to sit down. Till now, I have to say, is it this or this? Because those so far come. They might be small to other people, but they will be to other people.
Nothing is small for Samuel. How do you feel about the negative news as it being shared about Nigerians living in other countries? You hear them, you see them in the news. How do you feel when you hear them?
Israelis. They're like Israelis. In every country you go to, including in Israel, There are people that don't like Israelis, and there are people that like Israelis. There's always a divided opinion about Nigerians because of the uniqueness of our people. Even in Nigeria, there are several tribes that will be like, I don't like this, I like this. The same people. You see Yoruba man say that, I don't like this Hausa man. And you see another Yoruba man says, I love Hausa people. So, diverse opinion about Nigerians, it's not new. It's not new. And people think, for instance, what's going on with Ghana right now, talking about music, industry,
Yeah, sure.
They think stop playing Nigerian music. You can't legislate those kind of things. You can't escape them out of legislation. It's a system. It's a consistent culture that you need to build. You have to proactively build. And Nigerians didn't happen to music. We consistently build a particular thing. And people think it's the Nigerian population that is giving them edge in some certain things. It's not population. How many Pakistani musicians do you know? How many movies in China have you seen this month? Have you not seen a Nigerian movie in the last 1 year? So it's not only population. DR Congo are over 100 million people. How many musicians do you know from Congo? So it's not only population. It's the uniqueness of the people. And when there are a group of people who are so gifted, there will always be the negative sides too. Nigerians has never stand in any platform to claim that we are God's assistants. We are God's chosen. No, we agree the fact that God has emboldened, in quotes, us with a lot of gifts. That's why you see a Nigerian, you see people doing a certain thing, and you see a Nigerian start doing it, and it's different.
And they blow.
And it blows. And people are like, sometimes, instead of people, I know people that will be like, why do you come into this project? We just need a Nigerian in it, because your energy will be different. I understand. So some people embrace it, but some people resist it. Some people like, nah, I can't work with this kind of people. There are different kind of Nigerians too. But there are so many good Nigerians out there. If you got a group of 10 people, a population of 10 people, and there are 3 bad people out of those 10. If you got a population of 1,000 people, if this ratio 3 to 10, you most likely have 300 bad people. So if you see 300 bad people,
it doesn't mean that.
In a place, you say that in that place they have 300 bad people, but in this place they have three bad people.
3 bad people.
It's the same.
It's the same thing.
It's just that these people are more.
It's the same thing.
So there's no perfect country under heaven. There is no perfect citizens under heaven. We've had our share of challenges all the way historically from slavery,
yeah, of course,
to colonialism.
Just as every country has.
Yeah, so everybody's just coming together, mentally trying to, create a national identity, trying to fix themselves. But we can't deny some of the social and economic realities that we face. And because we are a lot much more than some of the neighboring countries, people tend to travel out so that they are trying to remove themselves out of the people competing for the little resources available for everyone. That's why some of us travel. Like, you know what? Instead of us to be 10 people here waiting for this cake, why don't I take myself out and go and join and go and seek for my own cake outside, so that whatever cake that is left will be enough
for those who are back home.
Others who are there. So I don't get perturbed. I just encourage my people, my guys. Even when I was student leader, I tell students, see, just continue to do whatever it is that you're doing. People might see you and say you are Nigerian and behave in a particular way. Don't react. Just continue to do the right thing. One day they will tell you that, no, this Nigerian is different. When I was in office, I did a lot of things with Nugs. That's the counterpart of NANS-Ghana. You understand? And some of them met me privately to say, we don't like dealing with some of our people, but you made us do it. You understand? Like, you made us do certain things. I wasn't perfect. There are so many things that I did along the way. I also look back and be like, why did I even do that? But so, you grow. You grow, and it's because you grow. That's why you saw what you did yesterday as something that is bad, because you've grown. You now realized what you did yesterday. So I wasn't perfect, but still try to make that conscious effort to make sure that I am not part of the people that is giving my country a bad image. But there will always be those people. And you know that negative sells more than positive.
Yeah, sure, negative sells.
There are so many theories. I can say all of them for the next 1 hour, but that's not necessary. There are so many Nigerians doing great things in every sector in this country. It's in medicine, even across university, top lecturers in universities. In the banking sector, I don't even need to go there. In hospitality, it will be wild.
Yeah, you don't leave yourself out.
Yeah. I'm doing mine. I'm helping little things, small
Sure.
businesses here and there. Do you get? But when you see 1, 2, 3 Nigerians that did something illegal, people be like, "That's those Nigerians." I don't get perturbed. I just feel like, that's ignorance. But we also need to consistently tell some of the stories that it is not everybody from that country that is bad. And because we know that negative sell, some of us who are doing something positive need to now take conscious effort to tell people that, fine, you might see that guy that is doing something illegal, but I can show you 10 people that are doing something legal. You might see that guy that is coming to take from you, but we'll also show you 10 other guys that is coming to give to you. I can name 10 Nigerians within a minute who have nothing less than 20 Ghanaians in their employment, and they're not even big men. Young people. At least 20. I'm just saying 20. So if 10 person employs 20, that's 200 people.
Exactly.
So if there's another guy somewhere,
they help reduce unemployment in Ghana.
Yes, if there's another guy out there that you are thinking that this guy has come to also collect from some of the little resources in Ghana, also think that there's another people, some of his nationals who are also employing 20 more Ghanaians. And I don't even want to go to the ones who are employing 50, 100 Ghanaians. No, I don't want to go there. So I don't get perturbed about it. I just make sure that it's my own commitment. It's my own commitment to make sure that I do the right thing. Because even as a student leader, I tell students that if you're not adding value, make sure you are not part of the problem. Just make sure you're not. Just be doing your own thing. If you can't help us, don't be our problem. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. Be doing the right thing. That means you are not part of our problems. So then we'll be focused on actually doing the right thing. That's just the way it works for me. So,
well, I mean, I'm just loving everything, but all too soon we have to bring this whole discussion to an end. But what we'll have you do is to look into your camera and talk to Nigerians abroad. Not just students, but Nigerians abroad.
Yeah, we are from a special country. And it's a country that I'm really, really passionate about. There's so many ways that you can see Nigeria, but I choose to see Nigeria from the position of grace, a country that is so much engraced with so much resources in terms of people and non-human resources as well. And we can't change where we come from. We can't change where we come from. We've come from Nigeria. You can have all the foreign passports in the world, the Canadian passport. They will still tell you that you are Nigerian Canadian, you are American Nigerian, whatever it is. So we can't change that. And what can we do? Well, the only thing we can change is how we see that country and how we behave even as a Nigerian. See, I know that for those who are doing the right thing, they know what is driving them. And for those who are also doing the wrong thing, they will also give you 1001 excuse why they are doing the wrong thing. But I can only plead with those that are doing the right thing to amplify the right thing they are doing. They need to amplify the right thing they are doing. And I also talk to those who are not doing the wrong thing too. Even apart from being a Nigerian, I also appeal to them even as a Christian. Completely appeal to them as a Christian. That some of the things that we get to chase so much with our being, by the time we even get to have them, you see how ordinary they become. I don't have my house of my own yet, but I've seen friends who have built a house of their own and it becomes nothing to them. And before they build it, it's like, once I have this house, my life is a success. If you don't have a car, you would think once you have a car, that's your biggest success in life. You'll be looking at it every day. No, it becomes something that you'll be like, God, I don't even want to see this car tomorrow. And I'm not talking of money or anything. Just once anything you yearn for, once you have them, there's just the human nature that just wants something more and more and more. So it's wrong to be selling our soul for something that we get tired of. And I know that Nigeria has a bright future, because Nigeria is beyond the land. Nigeria has to do with the people. And because the people has a bright future, I know I have a bright future. I've seen a lot of Nigerians doing massive things all around the world. And because we all have a bright future, I know that our country has a bright future. And please continue to project, continue to amplify some of the great things that God has been doing through you. Thank you so much, my fellow Nigerians. All
right, it's been a wonderful episode with Samuel Adebayo Ogunkoya here on Nigerians Abroad. As you can see, we've really learned a lot, and he shared with us how special Nigerians are and the fact that we have to amplify and project the good things that we're doing. My name is Kofi Opon-Ochre, and this is Nigerians Abroad. We are inspiring generations. Thank you for staying with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.